Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I see you without the spectacles. Is your eyesight better now?
Sir, I have undergone LASIK surgery.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
where are you based at physically right now? In Dehradun?
No, sir, I have been shifted to Gurgaon.
Oh, why did you? What made you shift?
Sir, actually, I wanted to have scheduled my offline mocks in Delhi, so that was the reason to shift here.
Oh, okay, all right. Now I would like to call you Dr. Neeti Agarwal. Will anybody have any objection?
Uh, Sir, actually, there are some norms regarding calling physiotherapists doctors. Like they can use doctor and their name, and after that, they can have physiotherapist in short form. It can be written as PT in brackets.
So as per norm, they should be called or they shouldn't be called doctors.
Uh, uh, Sir, as per my limited knowledge, there has been some no greater clarity on this, but they can use, and after that, they can write physiotherapist in bracket.
But what will happen if somebody goes to court saying you have not done 4-year MBBS course and therefore you shouldn't be called doctors?
Uh, uh, Sir, physiotherapy has also like 4.5 year it's a 4.5 years course in which there is 4 years of theory and 6 months of practice.
Okay. So is the Medical Council of India your regulator of the profession or is there someone else?
Sir, there is Indian Association of Physiotherapy which regulates the physiotherapy courses.
Okay, all right, all right. Now, tell me, you are from a state where lots of interior areas and ecologically sensitive areas are there. So, what is the effect of building lots of infrastructure in Uttarakhand on the ecology of your state?
Uh, Sir, recently there has been some of the unfortunate incidents such as Joshimath crisis, glacial lake outburst floods, and some of the flash floods. So, sir, recently we have seen that there have been interplay of the geological forces and also the anthropogenic causes, such as unplanned tourism and unregulated construction, which has adverse impact on the ecology of the state.
So, what do you think is the reason for unplanned construction? You mean to say that the regulators are weak in Uttarakhand?
Uh, Sir, I believe that there has been an importance of the developmental activities and also to increase the GDP of the state, that there has been some kind of construction activities. But sir, unfortunately, there has been a lack of regulatory measures that has been taken place. Although, sir, in recent years, we have seen that uh, there is inclusion of the sustainable developmental practices in terms of innovative mining measures and utilizing the already existing resources. But sir, there is miles to go to have balance between the development and the construction.
But if a highway authority would like to build a road or widen or strengthen the road, what regulation do you think are they violating?
Uh, Sir, although there has been consultative processes in place that has been taken to construct the highways, uh, but sir, there was one committee which recommended that instead of having 10 meter width of the roads, there can be a 5.5 meter width, and also instead of having open cast mining, there can be in situ mining, so that underneath rocks can be mined instead of deep seated mining, to have lesser impact on the ecology.
If you have to look at the benign aspects of a development project or the bad consequences of building a project, what kind of a tool is used much before the project is grounded?
Sorry, sir, can you please repeat the question? I could not understand.
If you have to check up whether the benefits from the project are going to be higher than the costs of the project in terms of adverse effect to ecology, the benignness or otherwise of a project,
Yes,
there
sir.
is a tool. There is a tool that is available to evaluate. What is that tool?
Sir, there is environmental impact assessment.
So, do you think that these projects, highway projects, have not gone through that process of preparing one?
Uh, Sir, I believe that they have undergone these processes, but sir, the multi-wide consultations and the representation of various groups such as geotechnical experts and several of the environmental experts, they can also they should also have their say, and their decisions should be highlighted in the ongoing projects.
Suppose you have the national security in mind and as a priority. Do you look at all these environment, ecology, impacts?
Uh, Certainly, sir, national security is the foremost importance, and looking for from the perspective of national security, highways are very much vital to our economy and national security. Although, sir, we need to have some delicate balance between the national security and the highway projects.
Okay, good. Tell me, why is a district head in Uttarakhand called a district magistrate instead of calling him a collector or a deputy commissioner as in other states?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the specific reason.
Do you know who is the head of your district? What is his designation?
Sir, district magistrate.
Okay, all right, all right. Okay, now tell me, how poor are people in Uttarakhand? How is the poverty measured?
Uh, Sir, there have been some of the indices such as per capita income measurement. Also, sir, as per my limited knowledge, there has been a report by Niti Aayog in which they stated that in terms of uh, progress on the sustainable development goals, Uttarakhand has been a forerunner, like it is catching up with other states in much faster way.
Okay. Now, finally, before I pass on, can you tell me what is the difference between income poverty and multidimensional poverty indicators?
Uh, Sir, income poverty basically refers to how much income in terms of financial sector people are getting. And sir, multidimensional poverty relates to many of the factors such as in terms of
Okay, thank you.
educational access.
Right, thank you.
Good. Niti,
Good afternoon, sir.
very good afternoon. Yeah. Now, I'm sure you were just mentioning about sustainable development. We
Yes.
have a set of goals on the sustainable development goals. And then there is also one goal which refers to gender equality. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Where do we stand in terms of, the gender equality? And also, there is a World Forum which actually comes out with a survey. And what is that agency and where does India rank?
Sir, there is a indicator by World Economic Forum. And sir, sorry, I'm not able to recall the exact figures, but India's is slowly progressing, although we are far behind many of the countries.
Mhm. So, which means there are certain challenges, right? So, tell me from your understanding of as a woman and also someone who read sociology, tell
Yes.
me what are those challenges, the roadblocks, and perhaps the legislative measures or initiatives of the government Can you put the issue in some perspective?
Uh, So, firstly, I believe that there are some stereotypical notions about the status of women in Indian society. Sir, secondly, there has been historical reasons for the underdevelopment of the status of women.
Mhm.
And sir, another one is that the leadership and the role models of women, they are not being very much presented in a higher manner as other role models are being presented.
In this context, the talk of 33% for women, reservation for women in the political sphere. Do you think it's going to be a game changer?
Sir, certainly, I believe that it will help in greater representation and empowerment of the women. However, sir, I feel that it is not the panacea, and for the better development and leadership qualities inculcation, we need to have a life cycle approach, like instilling leadership qualities from the childhood itself and developing and nurturing them throughout their schooling and education, higher educational levels, so that they can themselves feel empowered and wants to get ahead of the others.
There is also, regarding this 33% reservation for women, there is also probably a view that, it actually narrows down to the same political families. And then the candidates from, belonging to those political families only. Once again, the women folk will come and sit in parliament and other legislative bodies. So, is it real or is it some kind of a, you know, misinformed perception? Or what is your understanding about that?
No. Sir, I believe that this can be measured and surveyed once this reservation policy comes into place. Also, sir, to ensure that there is better level playing field, we need to have uh, uh, representation and also the empowerment of the women, not only from the gender perspective, like from the intersectionality of issues. Like a gender is not a homogeneous category, but there are other forces such as economic forces and their social status. So all these things should be taken into mind to have better clarity on this policy.
So, how do we ensure? How do we ensure that the kind of people that we would expect are the intended sections of, women from intended sections of society actually get into these legislative bodies?
Sir, I believe that it can be done through nurturing the local leadership. Like there are some of the self-help groups, representation of women in the regional politics, they can empowered. So in this way, we can have a better representation of all the sections of society and particularly women.
Yeah. I hear you mentioned couple of times empowerment. Suppose you were to explain the idea of empowerment to the maid actually who works in, as a domestic help in house. If she were to ask you, Amma, what is this empowerment that you are talking about? I don't understand. How do you explain it to her?
Oh. Sir, I will explain that empowerment basically means having the choices and also the conditions to pursue those choices. And it also depends upon the context of the situation. Like for a maid, it can be to ensure her financial independence, to make her choices by her own, and to live the life with dignity.
Okay, good. Now, having read sociology, since we are also talking about empowerment and ability to make choices and all that. Now there's a concept called niyoga in sociology. Okay.
Sir, sorry, can you please repeat?
There's a concept called niyoga.
Okay, sir.
Niyoga. Have you come across this term?
No,
Okay.
sir.
No, the sociological equivalent is levirate.
Okay, sir.
So what is it, and does it really affect a woman's choices? No, are you familiar with the term levirate in the first place?
Yes, sir.
Then we can
Sir,
proceed. Otherwise, let us drop it and move on.
Sir, as per my limited understanding,
Mm.
it relates to marriage of a woman
Mhm.
after the death of her husband with her husband's brother.
Mhm. Is that
Yes,
all
sir.
there is to it?
Sir, can you please repeat?
Is that all there is to it, or is there anything else to the concept of levirate?
Sorry, sir, I'm not
No,
aware about
it's okay.
this.
It's okay. Fine. Now there are also certain laws, which actually are intended to curb some of the unethical and unscrupulous practices insofar as the fertility issues of women are concerned, and her ability to have children. So we are talking about surrogacy, right?
Sir.
Are you aware of the new law and the amendments made to these laws in the context of some of the latest court judgments? Are they
Sir,
in favor of women, or do they really go against her right to reproduce?
Sir, as far as I can recall, there has been distinction made between the commercial surrogacy and the altruistic surrogacy. So, altruistic surrogacy basically refers to in which women can reproduce, but not for the commercial terms, but for uh, uh, having financial independence. But only there are some of the uh, restrictions made upon this surrogacy, and also there have been provisions of welfare of the surrogate. So, sir, these are points I can recall now.
I see. Okay. What are the, problems of surrogacy actually, if there are any, in the new legal framework?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that.
Okay. Now, as someone aspiring to become public servant, what is the regulatory mechanism to oversee the surrogacy law is properly implemented?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, fine. That's it. Okay. Niti, that was nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Now my co-panelist will take over from now.
Yeah, Niti,
Yes.
I could see from your DAF, you have very interesting hobbies or interests, I must say. First, you said you travel photography.
Yes, sir.
How this travel photography different from the normal photography?
Sir, travel photography basically refers to capturing those experiences which we undertake while traveling. And sir, in normal photography, a person can capture things around them, like there is some still photography in which a person captures things like some of the static things or objects around them. But in travel photography, basically a photographer captures the experiences that they undergo during traveling.
What is the goal of travel photography for anybody? What is the goal you want to achieve?
Sir, firstly, I believe that a travel photographer captures the mundane things. Like for some people, uh, people walking on the street, it can be mundane thing, but for a travel photographer, it can be an interesting art to explore. Sir, second one, I feel that travel photographer achieves the art of mindfulness. Like they can go deep inside down an experience while travel photography. And sir, third one, it also instills the practice of patience. Like some of the experiences, some of the moments, such as sunrise or capturing some particular animal, it can be spontaneous, but at the same time, it instills the values of patience.
Okay. Is the travel photography is in demand in India?
Yes, sir. So recently there has been some of the professional travel photographers that are being very much highly paid and also in demand. Also, sir, there has been uh, new trend in the form of vlogs and travelogues and travel documentaries. So, travel photographers have an edge there.
You said they are highly paid. What is the average pay? How much a travel photographer can earn? What is the minimum? What is the maximum in India?
Uh, Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the
Okay.
exact figures.
Okay. Because you said there is interest. What are the places you visited? Basically, travel photography, you always do outside your home. You are
Yes,
not,
sir.
within your hometown or home place. What are the places you visited and what
Uh,
photographs you have taken?
So recently I have visited Almora, Kausani, Jageshwar, and Nainital in Uttarakhand. And so last year I visited Rajasthan, mainly Jaisalmer, Jaipur, and Udaipur. And sir, the images that I captured, it solely dependent upon the uh, current scenario. Like in Uttarakhand, I majorly captured landscapes and sunrises, and in Rajasthan, I tried to capture street arts and also their cultural heritage. So these are my experiences.
Good. You also mentioned Surya Namaskar. That's also my favorite actually. Why Surya Namaskar is greater than all other asanas? Why people advocate Surya Namaskar is the one which is to be practiced by everybody? Why?
Sir, I believe that Surya Namaskar, in its kind, it's a holistic and a complete set of asanas, which not only leads to physical empowerment, but also energizes one's mind. And practicing it on daily basis not only helps in uh, empowerment of our body, but also it leads to greater calming effect on our mind.
Achha. What are the benefits of Surya Namaskar?
Uh, Sir, on an individual level, it leads to greater calorie loss. Also, sir, it has impact on stabilization of the blood pressure and diabetes control. Also, sir, for the women, it has impacts upon stabilization of the menstrual cycle, and on the and also, sir, there has been impact on the creativity level. Like Surya Namaskar is said to activate the a second brain known as the Manipur Chakra, which is the seat of creativity.
Is Surya Namaskar better than the normal walking?
Mm. Mm. Sir, uh, sir, I cannot compare the benefits of the both, but sir, there are some benefits associated with walking also. And sir, Surya Namaskar basically helps in strengthening one's lower back muscles and providing flexibility to calf muscles in particular. So, sir, there are benefits in both the
Which one?
exercises.
Which one burns more calories? Is walking burns more calories or Surya Namaskar burns more calories? If you want to
Uh,
reduce your fat, what you will advise? Is Surya Namaskar better or walking is better?
Sir, in my opinion, it also depends upon how many sets that are we performing in Surya Namaskar and what kind of walking we are doing. Like, is it slow walking, brisk walking, or some fast walking?
Yeah, you said sets. How many steps are there in Surya Namaskar?
Sir, there are 12 steps and 8 asanas.
Good. Okay. Somsekhar garu.
Yeah,
Good afternoon, sir.
yeah. Good afternoon, Niti. Now, of late, Bharat is the flavor. Now, from India, that is Bharat, to Bharat, that is India, seems to be the move. Now, can you tell me what is this Bharat Rice initiative of the government of India?
Uh, Sir,
Rice, it's a brand.
yes, sir. Uh, Sir, as per my limited knowledge, I feel that Bharat Rice is an initiative to provide quality rice and at an affordable price.
Why have they taken this initiative?
Uh,
Is it because of price issue people cannot afford, or quality rice you will anyway get in the market for a price?
Sir, in my opinion, uh, it aims to provide uniformity in terms of the quality, and under one single branding, there can be quality assurance. Also, affordability of prices can be ensured.
You can get this Bharat rice in the market, or how do you procure it or buy it? Any idea? Who sells
Uh,
it?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that.
Okay, earlier, Bharat wheat was also, atta was also launched.
Sorry, sir, I'm
So,
not aware about that much.
yeah. Now, tell me, if you are from Rishikesh,
Yes, sir.
now there is a scheme called One District, One Product.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you have to choose one product from Rishikesh, what product would you choose? And how will you make it successful?
Uh, Sir, as per my limited knowledge, there has been mushroom cultivation around Rishikesh, and sir, measures to make it successful is firstly to incentivize the local producers. Sir, second one is to ensure that it has quality, and sir, third one is to have multi-wide collaboration with other stakeholders such as social media and
But
local traders.
mushroom is not such a very popular product, say from Rishikesh. No, I don't choose, say, for example, your yoga mats or Rudraksha beads or something like that, so that you have a global reach for all this.
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, your neighbor Haridwar is the headquarters of one of the most successful Ayurvedic companies.
Yes, sir.
What company is it, and do you have any idea of its growth?
Sir, it's Patanjali and Divya Pharmacy by Patanjali.
Okay. What is the success behind their phenomenal growth?
Uh, Sir, firstly, I believe that there has been change in the mindset of people. Like now, they are more driven towards the Ayurveda and its products. Sir, second one, there is uh, branding and quality assurance. And sir, third one, there has been promotional avenues such as through the social market and digital marketing, which has led to immense growth.
Do you have any idea? During COVID, their products landed in a lot of controversy.
Yes, sir.
What claims did they make, or what happened? Can you recall?
Uh, Sir, as far as I can recall, there was a claim that if a person consumes the products of this particular pharmacy, they would not get infected with COVID virus.
Mhm. It was called Coronil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, under which ministry do these products, fall? Or, Ayurveda, under which ministry does it come?
Sir, under Ayush Ministry.
And what is Ayush stand for?
Sir, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy.
And, why are some of these allopaths and, even WHO, the Indian Medical Association, they were all, contesting a lot of the products that were launched by Patanjali and Ayurveda, questioning, many of the herbal products that are in the market. What is the reason? And what is this ministry doing to promote these products or indigenous systems of medicine?
Sir, the reasons that I can think of is lack of proper scientific intervention and knowledge about the impacts of these products. Sir, second one, there are some of the quality control issues that the uniform medical practices and quality assurances are not being done properly. And sir, steps that are taken by Ayush Ministry to promote indigenous products are, sir, firstly, there has been uh, improvement in terms of institutional setup. Like recently, there was Jamnagar Institute of Traditional Medicine, and sir, second one, there has been formalization of the procedures, and also steps are being taken so as to improve the quality standards of the products. And sir, thirdly, there has been improvement in terms of data-driven policy making, like what are the effects and benefits these products are producing. So decisions are made accordingly.
During the recent budget presented by Finance Minister, the allocation for Ayush is quite high compared to even regular health and health ministry. So there is some criticism saying that undue importance is being given to Ayush and indigenous systems. Is there any credence in the criticism of this, or should India be focusing on, encouraging all the systems of medicine?
Sir, as per various of the reports, it is being said that uh, a substantial proportion of population, they rely on the traditional medicines. Also, sir, traditional medicines promotion in long term, they can improve the immunity, and also, sir, it leads to reduction in the workload and of the already existing healthcare infrastructure. So in that way, they are coming in terms to these already structures. But sir, at the same time, there should be various of the regulatory controls. Also, data-driven policy making should be done, and assurance of the quality should be maintained.
No, but in most emergency cases, I think most of the indigenous systems have no answers, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
the fast-paced life, the emergency situations are more often they need to be
Yes.
handled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, do you
Certainly.
see anything happening in this direction of creating, facilities or handling this kind of situations using our systems of medicine?
Sir, as far as I can recall, sir, in emergency situations, allopathic medicinal system, it has an edge. But sir, in some of the situations, like sir, sir, which requires the enhancement of the immunity, in that area, sir, these
Okay.
kind of herbal and traditional products.
Okay. Finally, you did physiotherapy. Now,
Yes, sir.
according to data available, there is a huge shortage of physiotherapists in this country. Okay.
Yes.
Now, and then going ahead with life expectancy going up, lot of sports activity, stroke related issues, age related issues. The scope for physiotherapy is very high.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, what makes you move away from such a growing field?
Uh, sir, being a physiotherapist could have impacted a very small amount of population, and being into civil services would amplify the scale of the impact on the population. Also, sir, civil services provide greater opportunities, and diversity of the occupation is also being present in civil services. So, sir, this was my reason to move.
Do you think the importance of physiotherapy has not been recognized?
Sir, I believe that uh, it's gradual, but sir, in the recent years, we have seen regulatory measures to enhance the importance. Also, sir, various of the sports physiotherapist and physiotherapist to cure the elderly, they have gained prominence. And sir, I am optimistic that it in coming years it will gain prominence.
Okay, that was nice talking to you, Niti.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Niti.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, you are from the foothills of the Himalayas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there has been increased seismic activity in the Himalayas.
Yes,
Some
sir.
recent studies also explained why it is happening. So, what are the causes of this increased seismic activity in Himalayas?
Uh, Sir, firstly, Uttarakhand lies in the seismic 4 and seismic 5 zone, which is greatly vulnerable. Sir, secondly, the young nature of the Himalayas, it is prone to landslides and slope destabilization. And sir, thirdly, the developmental demands, it disturbs the balance between the development needs
So
and
that's
the
fine. That's fine. But I'm particularly referring to recent studies that have explained why there is increased seismic activity.
Sir, as per my limited knowledge, the adverse impact of the climate change.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Never mind. Suppose you are the district magistrate of Joshimath, and the Supreme Court is going to order, or the government of India is going to order, the evacuation of people from Joshimath because
Yes,
of
sir.
subsidence. So, what actions would you start taking as a preparatory measure?
Sir, regarding the evacuation.
Yes, evacuation of Joshimath.
Yes. Sir, firstly, I will do a survey of people, like in what age group these people are, and what kind of profession they are undergoing. Sir, second one, I will identify the areas around Joshimath only, where these people can be rehabilitated. Sir, next one, I will collaborate with the related NGOs and also the private sector players. And sir, lastly, after their rehabilitation, I will make sure that they are getting proper employment and socio educational opportunities there.
Okay, okay. Uh, let's shift to another hot topic of Uttarakhand nowadays. That is the Uniform Civil Code. Now, the Uniform Civil Code has run into rough weather in terms of controversy.
Yes, sir.
Some points of it. So, what are the points which have become controversial? Apart from the debate about UCC in general, the Uttarakhand version is raising hackles of certain people for certain clauses.
Uh,
Could you
sir,
explain what they are?
uh, sir, compulsory registration of live-in relationships.
Okay. What
Uh,
about that?
Sir, there is a provision in which a live-in relationship within 1 month should be compulsory registered, and if not, then this would amount to 3 months jail and some rupees 10,000 fine. So, sir, this has been in conflict with the right to privacy and right to choice.
Okay. Niti, yeah, I'm sure you must have read about or learned about the problem that wrestlers were having with their association in Delhi.
Yes.
Okay. Suppose you are the Commissioner of Police Delhi or the Home Secretary of Government of India. How would you handle the issue of wrestlers' protest and their grievances? How would you have handled as a woman, mind you?
Sir, firstly, I would make sure that these protesters, they are not being manhandled. Secondly, sir, they have their grievances uh, said to in a very calm way, like there is no eruption of violence. And sir, these two
Would you think
measures,
of arresting the MP?
uh,
There's a prima
sir,
facie
this
case against him.
Sir, this depends upon the availability of the proper proof against him.
Okay. Okay, since you plan to join the civil services, I'm sure you must be noticing, watching how civil servants are working, behaving, living, and all, right?
Yes.
So, old time civil servants complain that the younger lot, that is the current lot, are not good enough. They are very trendy. They are in the news. They are news hungry, and you know that they are not the old type nameless, faceless bureaucrats of the earlier times. What
Yes, sir.
would your take be on this?
Sir, I believe that anonymity is the essential trait of a civil servant. And in recent years, there has been shift uh, to utilize the power of the media and particularly the social media. But sir, in that regard, there should be a delicate balance between disseminating the information and publicity one's own progress. So the media should be used so as to disseminate the information and to generate awareness about the ongoing schemes and projects. But it should not be used for the personal gains and personal glorification.
Okay, Niti, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can
Gopal,
you hear me?
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now that's the end of the personality test. And we
Okay.
have taken almost about 40-45 minutes. While
Yes,
you
sir.
takes only about 25 to 30 minutes. Now we'll start giving our feedback one by one. At the
Yes,
end
sir.
of, if you have any clarifications to seek, you may do so. You must remember that this is a session for constructive criticism,
Yes, sir.
so that you'll be able to see if there are some areas where you can build on. Okay,
Yes,
first
sir.
I start with my own feedback. I must say you are quite cool and composed. And while initially you are slow in uptake of the questions, but subsequently you picked up and you are okay. You are also very honest, no bluffing. Wherever you didn't know, you said sorry. That's good trait. Now,
Okay, sir.
only thing is these days, when you are joining a service, people expect you to know, at least the panelists, as to what is your job profile going to be. Now,
Yes.
therefore, in that context, if you know a little bit about the designation, district magistrate, SDM,
Yes.
after training, you will become subdivisional magistrate.
Yes.
Basically, why are you called a magistrate is the question. While you carry out developmental activities and all that, like you rescue, relief, rehabilitation, all that you do, basically you take preventive action against people who are likely to create law and order problem.
Okay, sir.
And if they create a problem, subsequently jails, the judicial magistrates and jails will take care. But before creating a problem, if you anticipate any problem, then the executive magistrate, SDM or Taluk magistrate or DM, they take action and send people to jail if it is so required.
Okay, sir. Got
So
it.
that is why you are called executive magistrate. Yes, if you are aware of it, that's enough. You don't have to know in depth. Okay.
Yes.
Since you are intending to join IAS. Only
Yes.
point that I would like to highlight, other colleagues will also talk. See, your answer should first give a big picture. When we
Yes.
talk, in the context of roads development, EIA and all that stuff, you started saying the width of road can be reduced, the depth of mining can be reduced. No, you should come out with a big plan. When I asked about a tool, you must say EIA is used as a tool to see whether the whole project is going to be beneficial, benign or not. And then when it comes to security aspects, you said delicate question of balance has to be thought about. All that is good. Then ultimately, if you have to answer about how to manage with less damage, then you can
Yes.
say width can be managed, the depth can be managed.
Yes.
Instead, you went around and then started with minor detail. Just keep that in mind while structuring your answer because you are knowledgeable about the whole thing. Okay, so
Yes.
my friends will also tell you what is structuring and content and all that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you are very promising. I think last time also you appeared for some mock interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So in 2021.
yeah, yeah. It's good. You are quite promising. I'm sure you will do well. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
God
sir.
bless.
Yeah. Niti, by the way, what was your score last time?
Sir, 168.
That's a fairly good one, but you have the potential to cross 180. If you keep, a few things that we are all going to tell you. As far as I am concerned, my observation is in terms of content, I think you are falling short a bit. To the given question, the content part somehow is somewhat deficient. Okay, say for instance, I was talking about surrogacy laws and the regulatory body. As a potential public servant, what is the regulatory body and how you are going to oversee how it is functioning well. Okay, so be aware of that, number one, and also your understanding of course, the basic facts about gender gap report and all that is fine, where India stands. But then the challenges were very brief. You mentioned only few of them, but I would rather suggest that you better put them in buckets, certain classifications.
Yes, sir.
Legal challenges, then social challenges, then attitudinal issues. Like
Yes,
that, if you classify, then under each one of them, you will be able to supplement with some necessary input.
yes, sir.
That should be the approach. Okay. Otherwise, without proper classification, after all, you did medicine and, it's all about classification only, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Science always revolves around classifying things,
Yes, sir.
what we call taxonomy, going by characteristics, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir.
So legal initiatives and then governmental initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Huh? And then maybe Balika, that Kishore Balika Yojana,
Yes,
things
sir.
like that, So I think much depends on how you classify the content that you have already
Yes.
read,
Yes,
and
sir.
then put them in proper, boxes, as it were. And then you can quickly say, okay, legally speaking, sir, this is like this, maternity, paternity leaves, okay. Then workplace, harassment, internal complaints committees in
Yes.
corporate sector and things like that. Like that, if you start putting them in a proper classification, your articulation delivery also will become easier.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
you tend to put them all in one basket, and then picking and choosing as it comes to your mind becomes, incoherent somewhat.
Yes, sir.
You keep
Yes.
going back and forth and all that. Okay. So I
Okay.
think this is one thing that you quickly adopt, and then put all your content in proper, classify. But otherwise, generally you are good. And maybe you also brush up a few concepts of sociology.
Yes, sir.
Leverage is much more than merely marrying, husband deceased of a, what is that, man of, brother. There is also another equivalent called sororate marriage and levirate
Yes.
marriage. Apart from this, particularly issues relating to women's position in society, Okay. And then the patriarchy issues.
Yes,
And
sir.
then whether religion and women, whether there is all religions are patriarchal,
Yes, sir.
you see whether the role of woman, on one hand, you say, goddesses, Devi, Devata, and all that. But then in real terms, it's not translated into, dignity for women in terms of living. So what kind of changes are required? Attitudinal changes, socialization process, a bit
Yes, sir.
of that, you have to. So the point that I'm trying to tell you is that you put the content in proper, form, and then so that the delivery becomes easier.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But
Okay, sir.
otherwise you are fine. But in terms of latest, developments, in terms of women related legislations and all that, and also certain schemes, probably you may have to revise your preparation a bit.
Yes.
Um, because in the first place, you are a woman and also you did sociology.
Yes, sir.
And therefore, it is very likely that some of these issues, might come up,
Yes, sir.
right? But otherwise, you are very promising. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Neeti,
Yes, sir.
a couple of points from my side. I could see your positive side is, you have very pleasant personality, and you are also articulate whenever you know the contents. You are very articulate, and you are frank enough to admit that when you don't know. But your answers, they had to be formed up a bit, especially like when asked about your hobby, about travel photography. One of the main characteristics is taking a photo of the stunning images. It can be landscape, it can be people, it can be depicting the culture or customs. That is a
Yes, sir.
stunning image is the main critical word actually they use for travel photography vis-a-vis normal photography. Normal photography, you don't need a stunning images. You can just take an image, in fact.
Yes, sir.
And India also picked up now, as you rightly said, in the travel photography, and people get something like 2.5 lakhs to 6.5 lakhs today. Earlier, it was not there. But outside India, it was a very good profession for some of them. In fact, they left some of the government jobs to go for travel photography.
Yes, sir.
National Geography used to publish a number of photographs, and they pay a hell of a lot of money, in fact,
Yes.
once you give a national photography. And second thing I notice is, you are trying to take the stand of, whenever you are a civil servant aspirant, you should always take the position of a law. What is the position of any issue? If you are trying to give your explanation, what is the legal position on this? Not the position taken by your association or organizations. With different people, like you said initially about doctor, putting doctor before and suffixing PT later on. But none of the courts agreed for that. In fact, IMA clearly said, MCA clearly said they can't put. Okay. Only your association of the therapist, Indian Association of Therapists, IAT, he filed a case against the MCA, and but that the court has not given a ruling on that. SC, Supreme Court actually said under the Medical Council Act of 1956, therapists cannot put doctor before their name, clearly given. So if you want to still support your association, you can give both versions. But you
Okay,
can't
sir.
take only your association version because there is a legal position already established on that particular point. So not
Okay.
only this issue, any issue you wanted to say, you first check out what is the legal position.
Yes, sir.
And still, that is better to stick to that because that will be valid.
Yes, sir.
But your association stand will not be valid in the court of law. In fact, if
Yes,
some
sir.
other, I think Madras High Court has said, even the Ayurved and Unani cannot put the, before doctor, something like that. These are all issues which are related to you because you are going to because you did a physiotherapy and you want to do medical practice. I mean, you are putting a doctor means a doctor that gives a medical practitioner's view. The
Yes, sir.
quote view earlier was that only those who are prescribing medicines and of the allopathy,
Yes, sir.
even others, they can put doctor. That is a position given then. Like that, you keep legal position always on any issue that will be
Yes.
valid. In fact, that will strengthen your answers.
Okay,
So if
sir.
you take care of this, I think you have a very good chance, and you will certainly score well than what you had earlier. And all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Niti, I think I found you a bit slow and low in your responses. I think you should add a bit of energy or josh, as they call, when you're answering. And a few things I want to point out is, this Bharat rice, Bharat Atta, they're all in the news because, it's a response from the government to the rising inflation. The cost of living has gone up, and therefore, in urban areas now, in cities, the rice has gone to 55, 60 rupees. So similarly, wheat prices have gone up. So the government intervention is through this Bharat rice, which is branded as Bharat. And, they are also selling it through this NAFED, Kendriya Bandar, and, all these outlets in 5 kg bags. Read up because it is livelihood and it is something which is, inflation is of current interest to all of us.
Yes, sir.
That is one initiative of the government that you need to perhaps know in addition to several. And then when I asked you about that one product, one district, you have freedom to choose whatever product you want. But perhaps, given the fact that Rishikesh, Hardwar, all these areas attract global tourists, many foreigners come in pursuit of spiritualism, peace, to seeing the beauty of Himalayas and so on. I think you perhaps should choose a product which has you bigger market, and then
Yes.
use your thinking and strategy to promote
Yes,
it. So it appeals that you have good grasp of the demand and also the global market. So it gives a wider picture of your understanding of the district, its strength and product and so on. So that is my
Yes.
suggestion. If you're asked, choose some product which is of a having greater market potential and global reach.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Then the entire issue on Ayurveda, Ayush Ministry, Patanjali, they are all a bit controversial. And Baba Ramdev himself is a controversial person, although he has a huge following. Similarly, Patanjali Ayurveda has huge revenue
Yes.
because of marketing, because of whatever factors that drive emotion behind the product, or promotion of indigenous systems of medicine. Now, if we
Yes.
have at one side the need to develop all these systems of medicine, there are no two opinions on that. But then the way it is being done is something which is being questioned by practitioners of modern medicine, and also some of the people in experts in society. So you need to
Yes.
look at those aspects and give a more balanced response to any questions related to indigenous systems of medicine, their support, lack of, or their reach, treatment potential, all these issues. So that is another thing you please keep in mind. And physiotherapy again, is, as I said, very developing. According to WHO, I think one physiotherapist per 10,000 people.
Yes, sir.
India has half of that as of now. So the numbers are very low. So you can expect, how physiotherapists are playing an important role or not in current support to medicine, treatment, and all that. So I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir.
When is the interview date for you?
Sir, 8th March.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You have enough time for your preparation, I think.
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah. Well, Niti, you are confident and you are frank. Those are your plus points. and your responses have been by and large on the spot. Two areas that you need to focus on. One is your home state.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Second are your interests. I'll come with the interest first. You said non-fiction. You can expect questions on that because so everyone has some ideas on non-fiction.
Yes, sir.
It may not be the book you read, but at least if you are aware of what are the current, let's say, bestsellers in the non-fiction category, and if you have read them or not read them, at least if you are aware what they are about, it will help you.
Yes, sir.
Second is your state, Uttarakhand. Now, the disasters in Uttarakhand have been a regular feature, and they will most likely figure in your questions.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's good if you read up everything, whatever is coming out about it. For example, when I was asking you about this Joshimath, or no, the seismic activity part, there has been a study recently which came out. So things like that, if you are abreast of those details, it will help you. And lastly, you are a lady aspirant. So the wrestlers issue has been sort of an embarrassment, or has been in the news for all the wrong reasons in recent times.
Yes, sir.
So while you can show your sympathy for the wrestlers, you should be aware of the legal position.
Yes, sir.
Now, I would like to stand corrected, but there was a POCSO charge also. A minor accused the MP of rape or assault. Now, as per the POCSO Act, that is sufficient grounds for being arrested. So it has not been done. So, I'm not saying he should or he should not, but you should be aware of the facts of the case. So that
Yes.
you can always say, okay, you may not agree and say that he should be put behind bars and hanged to death. No, you can have your opinion, but on facts, you should be sound.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Okay, your first March, we also wait with you. Best of luck and take
Thank you,
care.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Neeti, that's the end of feedback. You have any questions or clarifications to seek, please do so.
Sir, were my answers to the point? Like in some of the questions, maybe I could not answer in a pointer format. So is it okay to have some paragraph-wise approach?
No, actually, if you sum up the answer, if you know the answer well, if you sum it up, then they want details, they'll go into details. So as I said,
Yes.
your structuring of going into the details first is perhaps not very right way of structuring the answer.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
Niti,
Gopal, can I
finally,
add one thing?
before we wrap up, I thought I should tell you this. You have this habit of every time saying, rather many times saying, to my limited understanding, to my limited understanding. For each and every question, that need not be the approach.
Yes,
You
sir.
say first what you have to say. You say first what you have to say, and then if there is something else required, then there would be further question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Prasad Garu.
Gopal, yeah. One little suggestion. You're asking whether your answers were to the point, etc., etc. Putting it in a very crude fashion. Your initial response, let's say it's a degree level answer. Someone has asked you a question, you give a degree level answer. They go further, postgraduate level answer, and more grilling, research level answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from simple to greater detail, that's how you should proceed.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
All right. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Best, God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.